Stand by news alert in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll news alert. All right, Mike, cue pushback. Stand by to pushback.
Here with Chris Suter as President Donald Trump is getting
And
ready
pushback.
to land in Louisville at the Air National
Stand by
Guard.
live view 7. Stand by to bring it full. Add E1. Add the first banner, please.
Our Lawrence Smith will
And
be embedded with the White House motorcade to
dissolve.
follow him through his 4-hour expected visit in Louisville.
He was supposed to be here a little early.
Stand by
at
ME2B.
1:30, but boy, did Air Force One make up for some lost time. 1:55 was the new arrival time that we got, and as you can see right now, it's about 1:50. And there is Air Force One right now at the Kentucky Air National Guard. That thing travels fast, Elizabeth.
It sure did. He did a pretty lengthy news
Put
conference
ME2B in the
answering
returns.
reporters' questions
Yeah.
before
Two,
he
tighten
left
up just a little bit
DC.
more, please.
That got him running about 30 minutes late. As you said, he was originally
Stand
supposed
by
to land
anchors.
here about 1:35.
On
He
cam.
will head to the Golf
Dissolve.
House to speak to the AMVETS
Yes,
Convention.
please.
It's the 75th year for the American Veterans Convention. And then he will make his way to the Seelbach Hotel for a private fundraiser for Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin. He does have a very tight schedule. He's expected to be in Louisville for about 4 hours.
And we
Stand
know
by
that there
live
have been
view
several
7
protesters
full.
that have gathered outside of the Golf
Stand
House
by to
Hotel.
dissolve,
They have
dissolve.
signs that read "Dump Trump," "Impeach Trump." We also know that there are several supporters there waiting for the president's arrival. Several T-shirts and flags were seen during a live shot that we did here on WDRB around at noon today. So a lot of people anticipating this arrival. Anytime you have the commander-in-chief,
Stand by
the
ME2A.
leader of the free world, coming to your city, it's a big deal.
It is, and security has been mapping this out for weeks ahead of his visit.
When you come
And
back on cam,
at least
you'll be able to
50
see the
roads and
AMVET
interstates are
podium as well.
expected to be shut down at varying intervals for the next 4 hours or so. So we've been telling you about this for the last few days to give you a heads
cam,
up.
dissolve.
Interstate 65 expected to be closed. Various downtown streets between the Golf House and the Seelbach. So traffic could be difficult for the next few hours as the president makes his way
Stand by
downtown
live view
Louisville.
7.
In the upper right-hand corner of your screen right now, you're seeing the podium where the president will speak in just a matter of minutes. We anticipate that will probably be somewhere around 2:30 if everything goes the way it has been for the president's trip. Our Travis Ragsdale will be there. He'll have a full report at 4 o'clock as well. Again, Air Force One is officially here. The president's motorcade will be traveling. We don't know which route exactly that it will take. We anticipate 65, as you mentioned, Elizabeth, will be an issue. There are several downtown streets that are also going to be an issue. We have a full list of all of those on our website right now, WDRB.com.
The main reason for his visit is to speak to the AMVETS convention.
Stand by
He's
live
expected
view
to
5.
talk to about
Okay,
3,000 service members and veterans about issues including the U.S. commitment to service members.
Stand by Fox
concerning
Edge.
Access
Stand by to
to
number 1 to it.
healthcare. So it will be a pretty receptive audience. We
Stand by
expect
live view
at the
4.
Golf House as he speaks
Dissolve.
for possibly 30
That's fine.
minutes to an hour. There's a look inside the
Stand
Golf
by
House where he will be
ME2A.
headed. The airplane, Air Force One, is
Put
taxiing
live view 4
right
or
now,
live view
just
4 in
touched
that.
down about 5 minutes ago, and it could be taxiing for the next few minutes. It's not a quick process
Dissolve.
necessarily getting the president off Air Force One. His motorcade has been there for 30 minutes to an hour waiting to bring him downtown.
Governor Matt Bevin is also there. Our Lawrence Smith tweeted that just a few moments
On
ago.
ME2B,
Again, he will
put
be
live view
embedded
5.
with the presidential motorcade
Stand by
as it
live
makes
view
its way
4.
through
Stand
town
by live
today
view
here in
7.
Louisville. You know, when you're the president,
Dissolve.
you make national news all the time. That just kind of goes with the territory. And right now, Donald Trump is in the headlines for canceling his trip to Denmark today amid reports that he was interested in purchasing Greenland. There's been a lot of back and forth about all of that.
ME1A.
That's been making headlines
Put
the past couple
live
of
view
days.
He also took
7.
some questions right before he
Program
took off
live
to
view
Louisville
5 full.
about
I need it full.
gun control,
Or you're going between on the
gun
box.
violence, and in fact, Louisville's Mayor Greg Fisher actually reached
Stand by.
out to the White House
Stand
to
by.
try to
Put
meet
live view
with
7 in the
President
ME2B.
Trump while he's in town about gun issues, and the president
And
responded
dissolve.
his schedule was just too packed, so that meeting will not
Or would it be
happen.
better to do on
But of
ME3A?
course, that's a big topic.
So we don't have to go back and forth.
across
Live
the
view
country
7 and
has
live
been
view
for
5. I
several
want to go.
years.
The mayor is hoping
So then
at some
put
point he will be
ME3
able to still meet with the president. The president
ME3A
every once in a
on
while will have a
ME2B
meeting with
big
mayors
box.
from across the country. You know, I was talking to Valerie Chen in the newsroom a little bit
Stand by
ago.
live view
She went
7
down
full.
to Manhattan Grill for lunch, and you know, we're really close to the Seelbach Hotel. We're at 7th and Muhammad Ali, and the Seelbach is at 4th and Muhammad Ali. She said that the security down there is really unprecedented. Of course, that's the second stop, as we mentioned, for President Trump's trip today. She said there are actually snow plows out blocking the way
Dissolve
to
that
the
full.
hotel. She also said that police officers are out there in full force. There's crime scene tape up. So they really pull out all the stops anytime a president comes to town.
Let me just tell you a little bit about Air Force One as you watch it taxiing at Louisville's airport. The president getting ready to disembark. This plane actually has 3 levels. It includes a large suite for the president, an office, a conference room, even a medical suite that can actually serve as an operating room, according to the White House, and a doctor is always on board to care for the president if need be, and it also includes quarters for all the people traveling with him, including Secret Service, the press corps, and numerous advisors.
It's a 747. It's a big, impressive plane, and you know, there's just something about a president coming to your
people
town.
just want to
It's a
see
big
this
deal
full.
No matter what your politics are. As you mentioned, Elizabeth, thousands of American veterans will be greeting President Trump today.
On ME2A, put Live U5 on the right.
The speech that he's going to give to happen around 2:30 today if everything goes the way it has.
Yeah, they're similar right
The
now.
president's arrival time was actually 1:55. As we look at the clock, it's 1:54 right now.
Stand by.
So it looks like they're pretty much on schedule after
On cam.
initially being
Dissolve.
delayed a little bit earlier today.
Made it here really quickly, and it's been a while since President Trump has been in Louisville. He was last in
Stand by. Live
Kentucky
view
in
5.
October of 2018. He was actually in Richmond at a rally to support U.S. Rep. Andy Barr. The last
Hey,
time
Doug,
he
can
was
you
in
iris
Louisville
up
was
just a
May
hair,
of
please?
2016, here for a National Rifle Association convention, and again in March 2016, while running for president, he held a
Stand by,
campaign
ME2A.
rally here downtown.
Dissolve.
I remember got in a little hot water for yelling, "Get him out of here!"
That's all right.
To
Stand
the
by Live U.
supporters there
Stand by Live U7 full.
about the protesters. So here's a look at the here's a look at the airport right now.
I kinda think it
Our
shows a little
Lawrence Smith
urgency
is
or
the
something.
only Louisville reporter embedded
Stand
with
by
the
Live
White
U5
House
full.
motorcade. He's there at the airport. He'll be traveling along with the president and his advisors to the Galt House, then to the Seelbach and back to the airport.
I have to admit, I'm a little jealous of Lawrence today. That is
Quite a
quite the
day.
assignment to have. Yeah, you saw all the press gathered there as well. As a lot of folks
Dissolve.
are probably familiar with, you know, there are a lot of
Get
reporters
ready to
that
switch
travel
off
with the
to 7
president
if it gets
everywhere he
weird.
goes. Some of the major networks, your Fox News, CNN, NBC, CBS.
Stand
And so
by.
the fact that we're there with the president is
Live
a pretty
U7.
Cool deal. You can see all
Dissolve.
of them
You can see
gathering right
Bevan.
now. They, of course, want to get that shot of the president coming off of Air Force One, which we anticipate to happen here in just a matter of
Stand by
moments.
ME2A.
You'll see the door open. The president will walk out, probably give a wave to the
Stand by
crowd, and then
ME2B.
pretty quickly get into the motorcade and head
Dissolve.
to the Galt House.
And this is a look you won't get anywhere else with
Stand by
our
Live
crew
U7.
of Lawrence Smith
Stand by
and
Live
other
U5
journalists embedded
and
with the
dissolve.
motorcade. There you see the presidential limousine. It has been waiting for him at the airport within the last hour. There you see the people waiting to greet the president. We expect them to walk down those steps to the airport within the next few minutes.
If you're allowed to have a camera, there, this is the
ME2B.
moment that you get
Put
the
Live
phone
U5.
out, you take that selfie with Air Force One, you take a picture of the president
Live
walking
U5.
down the steps. This is a moment that you're not going to see very often, you know, in Louisville, Kentucky. It doesn't happen very often.
Yes, just been here 2 other times before he was actually president. So
Stand by
first
ME2A.
presidential visit to Louisville, and here's a look at the limousine.
Stand by Live U-
It's impressive. And here
No,
is
no,
a
no,
look at
ME2A,
some
stand by
of the
ME2A. No, it's a general.
As our Lawrence Smith
Dissolve.
and other journalists who are embedded with the president's team are walking up to Air Force One, and there you see President Donald Trump emerging from the plane, getting
That's a
ready to
general.
head down those stairs. Oh, it looks like him. I'm sorry. The screen's pretty
Stand by
small.
Live
from our
U7.
viewpoint. It looks like him, but I apologize. I'm being
Dissolve.
told it's not him.
It's a general is what we
I
understand.
see. Now
yeah.
we get a closer look.
You see a lot of Secret Service there as well. They have been planning for this trip for a long time. Anytime the president travels anywhere, you can bet there are people scouting out the area, making sure that it is going to be
Some-
safe, not only out at the airport where he is landing, but also where he'll be today, the Galt House and the
Stand by
Seelbach
ME2B.
hotels.
There's a whole team of advanced personnel, and that is their
Put
job
Live U7
to
in
do
it.
preparations and security and
Dissolve. Okay,
scope
thank you.
out the
I
areas
mean,
where the
I
president
can't.
will be, no matter where he's traveling. Today it happens to be here in Louisville, Kentucky.
As we reset the scene, as we wait for President Donald Trump to walk down those stairs, we can tell you that his arrival time was set for 1:55, and he's pretty much on schedule after a brief delay a little bit earlier today. That's how these sort of things go. He's going to be speaking at the Galt House for the AMVETS convention that is happening there. He's also going to be
Stand by
campaigning for Governor
ME2
Matt
or stand by
Bevin.
Live
In
U4.
fact, Bevin has said several
Dissolve.
times to expect the presidents and maybe the vice president as well. He's going to be
ME2A.
giving a speech right there at the Galt
Put,
House Hotel. We, of course, will cover
on the
it
right,
live
put
here
Live
for you
U4.
on WDRB.
Yes, we will. We'll stay with this live and wait for the
Dissolve.
president
Nice
to
job, guys.
step
That's
off
great.
of
Good,
Air
good,
Force
good.
One and get ready to make
Stand
his
by
way to the Golf House.
live
We
view
will also
7 full.
rejoin you for live coverage as he begins his speech to the AMVETS convention. So here is another look at his schedule. It's expected to be about a 4-hour stay. We're guessing between 2 and 5:30 to 6 o'clock. So it is going to be during rush hour, during a time that buses are trying to make their way to get kids home. So you need to be aware of the street closings and keep an eye on WDRB.com. We'll continue to follow all of this.
That's
His first
Dominic
stop
right
is
there.
the Golf House downtown. He'll speak there, expected to be there for about an hour. Then the president will make his way to the Sealbach Hotel, also in downtown Louisville. He's expected to hold a roundtable with supporters
Live view 3 is coming up.
and speak at this fundraiser for Governor Matt Bevin, and then leave the Sealbach after about an hour there and head back to the airport to head back to DC.
If you're watching this right now and you're one of those folks who gets off at maybe
Stand by live
2:30,
view
3
7
o'clock,
full.
maybe,
Stand by
you know,
to
that's
dissolve.
what your job
Dissolve.
entails every day, we can tell you that traffic is going to be a
Stand
nightmare.
by
You're gonna
live
wanna
view
check our
6.
website, WDRB.com
Stand by to number
right
1.
now to look at all the roads that are going to be closed. It is going to be an issue whether you want it to or not. We can tell you
Stand by live view
that
5.
there are going to be a lot of street
Dissolve.
shutdowns. Main Street between 2nd and 5th Streets, as well as Muhammad Ali Boulevard from 3rd to 5th Streets. And the closures could reach as far north
Stand by
as
number
River
1.
Road, as far
Number
south
1.
as Chestnut Street, depending on which way the motorcade
Stand by
does decide
ME2
to travel.
B.
We were talking about this just a moment ago, Elizabeth. I was talking to Valerie Chin in the newsroom. There's Manhattan Grill right there. Not too far from the TV station. You can see
Put
that they have
Tower
snow
King
plows out
2 in the
right
box.
now, blocking anyone who may want to get down close to the Sealbach. There's
Dissolve.
several police cars there as well right now. You can imagine it's a huge police
We
presence
also
even
have live
closer to the
six
Golf House,
outside if you
which
want
is
to
only
start
just a
talking
couple of
about
blocks away from
too.
here. You know, we're pretty close
And
ourselves.
stand by to number 1.
Close to all the
Number
action.
1.
Actually, on my way into work about 1 o'clock today, there were
Stand by
police
ME2
getting
A.
ready to block off the 9th Street ramp and various streets. Hadn't done it yet, but they were in place, ready to go hours before he was ready to stop here in Louisville. And here's a look at the protesters in place
Let's see the two
outside
bucks.
the
I don't know
Golf
if you put
House.
that in
Of
a
course, police
plane.
were preparing for that as well. So we'll be monitoring
live
the
view 5 in that.
protesters who are also waiting for
Stand by
President
ME2A.
Trump as he gets ready to head to the Golf House
Dissolve.
to speak to the American Veterans Convention.
Nice. Good,
As we were
good,
talking
guys.
to Lexi Ratterman today, she was saying at that point there were several Trump supporters
Stand
there.
by
They had
ME3A. Stand by
t-shirts,
ME3A.
Ready for
flags.
7.
And at the same time, she said she did see a couple of protesters starting to trickle in. You can see that presence has gotten a lot bigger there. outside
Dissolve.
the Golf House.
And it could potentially continue to grow as he gets closer to
Stand by
heading
live
to the Golf
ME3A.
House. We're
Or stand by
expecting
live view
him
5.
to emerge at any moment from Air Force One.
Dissolve.
Just landed about 10 minutes ago. They're getting things rolling pretty quickly. Had the
Stand by
staircase
ME2B.
over to the plane, ready for him to disembark. So we'll wait and see who gets
Dissolve.
off Air Force One with
Stand by
the
ME
president.
live
That
view
shot
7.
right there that you're seeing on the left-hand side of your screen right now is from our Doug Smith. He's our photojournalist on the scene. He is the only photographer, and Lawrence Smith is our only reporter.
Stand by ME
is
or
the
stand by
only
live view
reporter in
5.
Louisville that can get
Oh,
this close
stand by
to the
ME3,
action.
stand by live view 7, stand by live view 7, dissolve, dissolve, dissolve.
Now emerging from the plane with Governor Matt Bevin.
Governor Bevin and President Trump apparently made this trip from DC together. They are walking down the steps, and of course, part of President Trump's reason for coming to Louisville today is to attend a private fundraiser at the Sealbach for
Stand by live view
Governor
5.
Bevin, who hopes to win another term in office. He is running against Democratic Attorney General Andy Beshear on the November 5th general election. So away from President Trump, fist pump, and now they're moving over to the receiving line to
Dissolve.
shake hands before they step into the limousine, or at least President Trump will, to make his way to the Golf House. Unsure if Governor Bevin is going to attend the event at the Golf House.
We do know he'll be at the second one at the
Yes.
Sealbach, though, for sure, so that's his campaign event.
Hold on this.
You can see right there from the ground a shot you're only
Let me
going
see
to see
live
on
view 7.
WDRB. President Trump and Governor Matt Bevin being greeted by folks right here in Kentucky on the tarmac out of the Kentucky Air National Guard near Standiford Field. We understand that Governor Bevin actually walked onto the plane shortly after Air Force One landed to greet the president
Let's take,
initially before
live
making their
view,
public appearances
7,
that we're seeing
Stand
live
by.
on the air right
Stand by to
now.
flash.
These
Stand by
are
to
pictures
dissolve.
again that you'll only see here because
Dissolve.
our team of Lawrence Smith and
Stand by
photojournalist
ME3.
Doug Smith are the
ME2B.
only local crew embedded with the White House motorcade. You can also follow them on Twitter. They are giving minute-by-minute accounts of what they're seeing, and will continue to do so over the next few hours. And of course, you'll see those exclusive reports
Dissolve.
here on WDRB News later
Stand by Live View
throughout
5.
the day. So President Trump
Stand by
just
Live View 5.
stepped off Air Force One with Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin, who apparently boarded that plane
Stand by to
after it
dissolve.
landed. They're shaking hands now, and we expect President
Dissolve.
Trump to head to the Galt House.
Stand by Live View
any
7.
minute.
This is very interesting to me and kind of fascinating in some ways, and I'm sure people who cover the president every day wouldn't be as fascinated by it. But I mean, this plane left Maryland just before 1 o'clock, and
Dissolve.
here it is. I think it was 1:45 when we started to actually see it flying in to Louisville International Airport, the Kentucky National Guard there. I mean, they really made up for some lost time because they got a late start.
And not your typical Southwest flight. That would be taking to that area, right? So they made it in about an hour, maybe a little over an hour.
And we anticipate that the president will quickly get into the motorcade here and start his trip toward the Galt House. We know I-65 is probably the way he's going to
Stand by
go.
ME2B.
There he is waving to the crowd. A couple more fist pumps to the crowd as well.
Stand by
Some thumbs
ME2A.
up.
Put
President
Live View
Trump is
7 in it
officially here
on
in
the left.
Louisville for at least a couple of hours.
And he tweeted just a little while ago as he was heading out from the DC area about his trip to Kentucky. So he's big on Twitter, as we know.
Yes,
He's
absolutely.
been tweeting about the trip. We expect him to, yes, he's stepping into the limousine right now to head to the Galt House. So be aware if you're driving anywhere near the airport or the interstate I-65 into the downtown Louisville area. Things are going to be shutting down if they haven't already, and be sure to check WDRB.com for a specific look at all the road closings and how President Trump's visit will be affecting
Live View
traffic
5's
today.
out of
I don't know
commission.
if Governor Bevin is going to get in the car with him or not. It's kind of hard to see from this angle right now. I know he was close. Maybe they'll be riding in separate. Oh no,
It
there
was
he
a
is.
stealth move getting
Yeah.
on Air Force One, so.
Yeah, and there he is getting into
I
the
couldn't hear
motorcade
you.
as well. It'd be fascinating
You guys
to know
were
what they're
awesome.
going to talk
Thank you
about in
Fix
that
his
ride
pad.
over to the dollhouse. It's not every day that you get the ear of the president for at least,
Who?
what, 10 minutes at least from the airport, maybe 15?
And here we see
Put
Air
Live View
Force
7 on
One
ME2B.
into position, getting ready to take off from the airport to
Stand by
make
ME2B.
its way to the Galt House. And it's not just the limousine, there is a whole group
It's
of
called the
vehicles that
limousine
are
Air
gonna be
Force
making
One.
their way with Secret Service and police escorts from the airport
Not an Air
to
Force,
the
it's
Galt
driving
House in
around.
downtown Louisville right now.
And you see the Secret Service there as well, monitoring everything that happens.
We're sticking with you down.
We know from here that 65 is potentially the route, and from there we don't know which way the president is going to
On
go,
cam,
and that's kind
dissolve.
of by design. That's the way that the White House
Stand
likes
by
to keep it, obviously,
Live
for
View
security
6.
reasons, and we know that security has
Stand by
certainly been
ME2B.
beefed up here in Louisville over the
ME2A,
course of the past
sorry.
couple of hours.
Dissolve.
Definitely so. You see Air Force One there in the background as the motorcade is making its way
Stand by Live View
off
3.
from the airport, headed to the Galt House. Again, the route a little unclear. We expect
Dissolve.
it to be I-65. And
Stand
there's
by
a look
Tower
at the
Cam
Veterans
2.
Convention. That's a look inside the ballroom at the Galt House where the president will be making
Dissolve.
his first stops.
Stand by Live View
To about
6.
3,000 veterans there before heading to that private fundraiser for Governor Bevin. And there's just a glimpse of the type of security and precautions being taken for a presidential visit. You see police cars there and assault trucks there blocking roads to make it
Dissolve.
impossible for people to get where they're not
ME2A,
supposed to go today, so the president can easily make his way
Live
from
View
one
6 on
spot
the
to
left.
the next during the course of his
Stand by
4
to
hours
dissolve.
in Louisville.
There's a live look at the Galt House as well. We know
We're gonna go to this and then fly them full, and then we'll go to black.
We'll take a 3-shot, get ready to
Trump
wrap
as
it,
well.
guys.
We also know there are several supporters.
Dissolve. Stand by to
We're
fly
gonna be
them
following this
full.
throughout the day as the president gets closer and closer to the Galt House.
Fly them
We will
full.
bring you the beginning
Stand by
of
to
the
news alert
CPR
out.
here
Stand by
on
news alert.
WDRB. You can continue to follow us here and at WDRB.com. Elizabeth Woolsey and Chris Suter will be joining you again in just a few minutes.
Roll news alert. Stand by to fade to black. Stand by your brake master. And fade to black. Roll your brake. Good job, everybody.
You guys are awesome. Nicely done. You guys are fan-freaking-tastic.